Hi everyone. I just wanted to do a vlog. I am in Toronto. It's the Friday before the big day, and I just kind of wanted to share a little bit about my journey this past year to the stage and getting ready for my shows. I have been debating this next year if I'm going to take some time off, so this weekend may pose as my last show for a little while, and been pretty emotional lately about that because I haven't taken any time off since I started competing, which is 2006. So it's been a long 8 years, and I've got lots on my plate. A lot of people know that I've been going through a lot of concerns and issues lately within personally and professionally, and I've been tackling my master's in education this last year, and family, so it's just a lot happening. And you know, most people who get into this sport do it because we love it, and I absolutely do, but sometimes we need to prioritize things, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I just want to talk about how my prep has been a little bit differently done this last year. I was fortunate enough to start conversations with Lori Mark, who is the owner of Team Energy, and she preps a lot of people, a lot of good pro level and national athletes, and I heard lots of good things about her, and we just kind of started chatting about 11 months ago. And yeah, she was just kind of had some fresh ideas, and was a little bit hesitant because competing so long, you know your body, you know what works, you know what doesn't work, and it's kind of like, why fix what's broken? So I decided that, you know, maybe it's time to change things up a little bit. So I hired her on last July and worked very closely with her off season, which was really great because it kept me really accountable, and we really made sure that we were making the changes as we needed to every couple of weeks. Of course, I had my doubts in where we were going and how things were going to turn out in the end, but as I always tell everybody who gets into competing, when you hire a coach, and yes, you must hire a coach, you can do it on yourself, but I highly recommend you get a coach. You have to trust them, and you just have to follow what they tell you, because you won't know in the end what works and what doesn't work, and that's the only way you can learn from this journey and this sport. So so I was really fortunate to work with her, and then when we started our on-season prep in January, I actually had no intention of doing the Emerald Cup, but due to some circumstances and some things that kind of had fallen through, I thought, you know, local show, I had done it, and it was coming up pretty quick, and so we just kind of decided to jump in and just see where it was going to take me, and we did, and my goal was top 10, and I was pretty pumped as I placed 9th out of, I think, 16 women in my class. So I had not only reached my goal, but I was pretty ecstatic to have even been able to get into that second call out. So you know, this last year with prepping, and I was really happy with the difference in the changes, and the different style of prepping, and, you know, manipulating food a little bit differently. So it's definitely been a really big journey for me this last year, and all I've wanted to do is just be better than last year. You know, we all kind of come into the sport thinking, I want to win, or, you know, most of us are very competitive people, and that's kind of what drives us to be so determined and persevere and make it to the stage. But ultimately this year has been really a different journey for me. It's been about you know, pushing my limits. Can I be better than last year, not only physically but mentally and emotionally, and how does this competing fit into my lifestyle, and you know, with work and family, and, you know, kids and life. So it's definitely been a roller coaster ride for sure, personally, but as far as prepping for this show, there's nothing I would take back. There's nothing I would change differently at this point. And I feel like I've already won. Regardless what happens on stage tomorrow, where I end up, whether I'm first call out, whether I'm last call out, I'm confident and happy with my physique. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. And not only that, I've not only gained a coach, but I've gained a friend who has such compassion for the sport, for her athletes. She's here with me in Toronto. She paid her own way to come out here and to support me and to be here for me. And for that, I'm blessed and feel grateful that I've had the opportunity to work with her this last year. And so she's not only a coach, but she's become an amazing friend. Tomorrow, I really want to step on stage, and I want to dedicate this show to not only Team BC athletes, but I think any athlete that preps for a show, knows the experience of pushing through to the end, the final weeks, the feeling tired, the feeling drained. Our Team BC athletes, I believe, are about 4 weeks out. So you guys are starting to kind of get there, and I want you guys to know that, you are inspiring other people. Your determination and your perseverance and, your goals are helping other people. And I hope that me tomorrow stepping on that stage, regardless what I place, has inspired you to continue pushing for your goals and your dreams and whatever, outcome you have. Just know that you've grown so much more as a person, as an athlete, learned so much more about yourself. The obstacles and challenges that you face during this time are so much more important. They are what's going to give you strength and build your character throughout this, not what happens on that stage. So, don't let anybody take your goals and your dreams away from you, but just remember that there is more to life than the stage. But keep your goals and dreams in perspective and your priorities. So with that, tomorrow is dedicated to all you athletes out there prepping for a show. Just keep going, and I hope you stay inspired. Many of you inspire me with your words and your support and your love, and I can't thank you all enough for encouraging me, because without your support I may not be as determined or as motivated to go. So I'm so glad to have you motivate me and inspire me. So thank you from honestly the bottom of my heart for being with me these last 8 years and prepping and competing and pushing, even just when I turned pro and now competing on the pro stage. It's really has been surreal, and thank you. So I'm going to leave you with a few brief clips, enough of that soft-heartedness of me training a little bit this last week, just some kind of burnout training. I was pretty tired this week, getting depleted, but in the end, just remember it's all about being better than your last, and I'm looking to be me from last year. So if I've done that, then I've won, and thank you.